Okay, I was about to do the gun barrel, but I had a thunk on this bit. I changed it slightly. You know, I said about the shading being weird because your boolean within a boolean within a cube, and none of it's real, and so you can't get the desired shape. The way you can fix that is if you apply the boolean to this object. So if we sort of activate these, we find out what cutter that is. Okay, so that's cutter 32. Go to this, and so that's a cut in. So what we can do is we can select this. If I take that and then that, and I do a control minus. Now don't worry about this yet, I know what the root of that is. Then I select that and I apply that one, and I delete that. So and then we go in here and look for the red boolean. That'll tell us the one that we've just got rid of. Sure how many there are. All the way down. Here we go. So we can get rid of that one now. It showed red basically because I'd got rid of the cutter. So I can go in, I can do a Q on this, operations, and I'll sharpen that. Then I'll go into edit mode, edge mode. I'll select these two, and I'll actually set them sharp. Now if we hide the cutters, you can see that's got a nice sharp edge to it because I've actually done the work on the boolean cutter before applying it to the main object, and that's still a cube. So that is a way around that. If you want to get something very specific in the cutout, then do it to your boolean object before you apply it, and you'll get the job done. So not unlike the way I was adding cuts to these bits here to ensure that the join lines flowed how I wanted to. Okay, so just activate these cutters again, and I'm gonna just stick the cursor to that. Yes, cursor to selected. Go. I know that's the old way to do it. I should really use that. It's just as effective if I just select that and go boink. It's on there anyway. I'm still getting used to that. It's much easier. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to add a cube. So simple cube, bump, and it's not add. Oh, I'm in the cutters. Hold on. Move that back to the turn there. Always watch that. Whatever your active collection is, that is where it'll put the object. And so if your active collection is disabled or not the current one, then it'll make it look like you can't do anything, and it's not. It's not that at all. It's just understanding those matters. So I'm going to scale this up. It's roughly about there, isn't it? GZ. Yeah, it's sort of around there, say. Ish. Sounds about right. Scale on the y-axis. GY. Just move that in a bit. I'm not too bothered about that. I know it'll disappear when I do that. I'll apply the scale because, you know, that's what you do. GY, actually, that could come do with it'd be there, more or less. Okay. And just control our two cuts, bump, GZ, one of them, that's coming down to around yon. Kiddo 3, bump, EZ, coming down to there, works for me. Q, C sharpen, QB. That's that bit done. Gosh, that was so difficult. Sorry. Okie dokie. Facetious much. Right, anyway. On to the barrel itself, which is, at its heart, a circle. So we want that to be an hang-on. to rotate it on the 90 for the x-axis. Alright, let's just scale that down. Scale. There we go. I mean, I'll position this better to start with. So if I just select that, I'm going to stick the cursor to the selected there for now. Then I'm just going to go into here, origin only, scale x0, just to make sure that it's bang on. Inline there, scale that up a bit. No, don't want it too big because it is the barrel. Keep that. Right, this is going to be the basis of everything, so we'll stick a bit of T-thick on that. We'll do that for now. I'm going to shift D that. GY, move her over here. Go in. You can scale it in object mode, but if you do, I'll go back. It's going to affect the solidify, but then if you apply scale, it'll change again. So I just tend to scale it in edit mode, so I'm just affecting the diameter, as it were. So again, we want another one of them. Take it in, scale that down, because that's going to be the cutout for the barrel. Then we want a pure copy of that, and that's actually going to be the cutout for the shroud because it's a copy of the barrel. So first things first, Shift 9, Control 3. Let's get the shroud. So GY, shroud's about yon. T-thick. Let's get that to where it needs to be. Okie dokie. That, or that's the inner, so that can come out here. Let's turn that gun final off. That's confusing matters. Okay, T-thick. Let's get that to more or less the end of that for now. And right, so that's the inner barrel. So we select that, Control minus. There's your barrel. Right, this guy, GY, T-thick, make it bigger. That, minus. So there's your barrel. And here, just Alt W. Let's build a box like that. Shift click. It's about that sort of angle, so we'll have it at that, shall we? Yeah, let's have it at that. We'll just move them both ever so slightly this way before I hide the cutter. I mean, that's something to bear in mind. If I just move that, you can see that it's having an impact on where the cut's taking place, because I'm changing it in relation to its cutter. That one, I can make the barrel a bit longer just by, well, I'm going to have to change the solidify here. For some reason T-thick didn't show up, but it would be a bit like that, say. So all good. Again, Control 3, and we'll just have a nice little cut here. Just so I can see what I'm playing at. Then we'll have that. And all I'm looking at here is whether it's where I'm happy with in terms of if we actually scale that on the Y slightly and alter the array a bit. I'm more happy with that. Yeah, that looks more like the other one. Cool. Okay. So again, select this and shift it. Get rid of the boolean on that one and make that like -0.2 or something like that. GUI, edit mode, scale, sort of like that. It looks about right. T thick. Let's get roughly the size we want. Works for me. And then the shift D, GUI. And again, I think we'll have that a little thinner. Then we'll have an array. I have a couple more. There we go. That's that one done. And I've not put the screen notations on again. I do apologise, people. Just so used to diving in there and getting on with matters. Right. Okie dokie. So Q. Sharpen. Don't C sharpen because it'll apply the booleans, which depending on your shading you may want, you may not. I mean, sometimes the cuts on here, the shading comes out beautifully, which it happens to have done this time. Last time I tried this, the shading on this was abysmal. So now this one, I do actually want to apply this solidify because I'm going to be adding bits to it. Thus. And if I hide that, you can see that it hasn't actually added that. And if I save it before I show you what I mean, if I take this and I apply that solidifier, oh, actually, that doesn't look bad. I wonder if it's because I have indented it a bit. Last time I tried that, because I hadn't applied the solidifier. Come on, revert. Thank you. Ah, you idiot. Why haven't you saved? There we go. Yay for... thing here. Okie doke. Cutters, it'll be that one surely. Yes. Yeah, the last time I applied this, it didn't apply it properly. It didn't look very neat at all. Anywho, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to select the cursor to there. And I'm just going to make sure that the 3D cursor location and rotation is all at 0. There we go. Right, go into edit mode. 3D cursor. Shift D. And we select everything. Shift D, R90. Shift D, R90. Shift D, R90. There we go. So that's all good. So we can hide that now. Okie doke. That's why I applied it, I remember now. I applied everything to this because I'm going to duplicate it and spin it round. That's why I applied it. So I can now take that RZ180 GY, move it there. RX45. Oops. Interesting. Ah, okay, let's apply the rotation, shall we? Now RX45. No. Oh, why, you idiot? Oh, Y45. There we go. That's more like it. So that's that done. This bit, really simple, obviously. Again, you can just, the easiest way to this will be just add a cube. Oh, go away. Scale 0.2. It's always a quick way to get it down to start with. GY, because everything's GY. Control 3. Shift Z. Scale. Oh, let's put it back to medium point and scale. GY. That's about right. GZ. Get it about there. We happy with that? We happy with that? Okay, apply the scale. Well, rotational scale, why not? Not that I've rotated it, but... Oh, will you go away? Avast is being a particular pain at the moment. I'm not impressed. Alright, Alt-E, extrude along normals. So, something like that. Take the faces. EZ. Same thing again, extrude along normals. Something like that. Actually, let's do a limited dissolve. Then we can just move that up. And there we go, then we can just apply a C# into that. That's that bit done. You could scale that a bit on the x-axis, Tad, I think. Let's scale. Right. So you can see, you can see how fast this is coming along. Now this bit, I would be inclined to do that actually from a plane and then just cut it out. So let's try that, shall we? I can't remember how I did it initially, but it looks like it was probably a plane. So Control 3. Let's add ourselves a plane. Add a plane, Colin. Y minus 90. Scale. G. Scale. Let's go into that. Let's see what. Yeah, that's looking highly probable. Let's stick that there. Okie doke. Apply the scale. Go into edit mode. Yeah, no. Scratch that bit. That goes to the... That goes to the... Right. There we go. That's more or less it. Except that goes up here. Thus. Okie doke. Go T-thick. 2, so it's coming from the middle. Something like that. And again, the beauty of this is we can lift it up like that. Okay, that needs to come along a bit. So let's take these, move them over a tad here like that. Thus, there we go. And we can reduce the thickness a little bit. So that's good. Then we'll Control 3, Shift Z. D, hang on. Yeah. Okie doke. And go to box. That'll do for that. Now we're on a circle. There we go. There's that bit done. And what we can do is we can cut there, actually. Take that edge, extrude that on the Y and stick it into there. Actually extrude it on the Y again. Take that, GZ. Well, that's not what. Try that again. EY. GZ. That'll do. That's it. That's a bit better. And in fact, let's have a cutaway on that as well, just for the fun of it. Make that a box here like that. There we go. And we'll have a little panel in there. Stick a bevel on it. Stick a panel in here. And what we'll do is we'll do something similar here. Just make it different. Give it a bit of flavour. And let's have something going on down here as well, shall we? Yeah, makes it super interesting. I'm thinking about now, I should really be thinking about saving before it crashes. And we'll have a little notch in there. Oh, now this is where I think we're going to start getting crashes. You see how these last two, it's actually done what we call a laser cut rather than just cutting to the depth I did. So I'm going to undo those two. I'm going to save because I have a feeling it's going to crash now. Oh, that worked that time. That's interesting. That didn't. Right. I'll save because, hey, paranoia is good. Yeah, that's not working, and I'm not even going to push that. I'm just going to leave that at that. Let's see if it'll handle doing a cut here. Nope. So that's something interesting. I don't know if that's an issue with hard ops with 2.8 or the two combined. But anyway, there's me barrel. What I will do is I'll slap some materials on these just for the sake of it. Base material 1, base material, select that and that, Control L, material, select that, 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 that. And let's go into look dev mode. Let's hide the initial final gun. Boom. Turn on the scene lights. And there you is. You know, and again, you know, take that, go into edit mode, it's a single disc. You know. Single disc. It's pretty cool. It's gotta be said. Gotta love hard ops and box cutter. You really have. So anyway, guys, there you are. That's that bit. I don't know what time we're running at. Oh, the top. The top's pretty straightforward. Let's just save this and we'll stick the cursor to world origin. Let's add ourselves a pale lane and we'll do an alt text and we will have mirror modifier GZ, get it up there. Like this. Scale Y. Jeez, I'd take it up a bit further. And now, take that. EZ. Yeah. Oh. And that. Right. And again, T thick. To give you the basis of it, and then once again, just Now that's not working, and the reason that's not working is I'm on the wrong side, and I'm now pointed at the screen which no one can see. So let's try that again, shall we? You see, that works. Now I'll just make sure I hasn't accidentally had a boolean there. It has, and it's not done anything, so let's delete that boolean. And so, and the reason it didn't work is this is, again I'm pointing at the screen, you can't see this. This bit here is the live side of the mesh. This isn't the live side, so as far as the system's concerned, I'm not really doing anything there. So here I am doing something. And what I'm going to do here really is just going to there we go. Right, so what I want to do now is put some cuts at 2 angles there, and the easiest way I'd probably do that is I'd go in here. I would go into edge mode, just turn that off, that angle of that light it's throwing me. I would select those 2 edges. In fact, I only really need to select that one. Do a Shift D, separate that by selection. So select that edge there, and delete everything, all of the modifiers from it. Go back in, select the point, EX, and it's easy to do this because I'm working on a certain plane, and I'll say I'll get that up to the EY, get it to the sort of depth I want. Happy with that. I'll set the origin to geometry. I am going to stick a T-thick on it. And I'm going to press 2 to make the rim at 0. So whatever it's coming out at, I know it's going in at the same depth. So I say about yon. Alright. And then I can GY, move that there. Shift D, GY, move that up there. Take that, have an array there, and where's the plus and minus sign gone? Oh, there they are. That hiding in the geometry. So we'll have another one, thank you. So that's that one. Take this one. Same thing. Array. I can see it now. And we'll have that. And then we're maybe a bit wider. And then GY. Oh, GY. Move it up to there. Fine and dandy. Hide that. Hide that. Oh. Yeah, what I didn't do is I created them, but what I'd not done was included them as part of the mesh, as could be told by the fact they weren't showing up there. Now they are part of the mesh, so everything is great. And we're going to save because, you know, panic. Right, oh, select this beastie. And I think what we'll do is we will have that one here. Go in a bit. Go bevel. Go X to make it a slice. That's fine. And oh, there we go. save because of panic. Okie dokie. Oh, that's gone a bit funky. Why has that got funky? Let's reverse that process. So we're all good up to there. Let's try this. That's alright. V. Let's take it down to 2. Let's take it to 3. No, don't know what was the issue with that before, but whatever. That's fine. So that'll be the last cutter. It's not last cutter, you. That's it. So go down, make them a bit thinner. And let's just change the array. Distance in. Sometimes I'll do it here, sometimes I'll call it up via the pipe, but now that one, this is where you've got to decide whether you want to see sharpen or not, because if you don't see sharpen you can't really use this. So let's see what happens. Let's save before we do it, and then let's apply the C sharpen. See, this is still like that, but this is, now you can play with this. So if we do that, go KZC, Control B, alright, select loop, boundary loop, Control B, 3, select these two guys, GZ. I just want to see how far we can go. Alright, faces, let's select these, make them sharp. That works for me. Now we can save before we do this bit. Go in, add a bevel. There we go. So, do the same sort of thing here. Now you see that's not working really well because of the angle, I presume. It doesn't know it's at that angle. So again, that might be something where I would be coming down, cutting it in, and then just shift click Y. Scale Y, Z, X, X. So scale on the X. GXX. There you go, that works. Now scale on the Y. Jump to good, and then we can put a little cut here. Pour a little cut in here. Has that gone through enough? Scale Z, Z. It has. So you see that's cut through the first part but not the second bit. And you know what, should we just call that done? Do you think? I've gone on long enough, haven't I? Let's be honest. Again, the back bit with the cylinder, that's straightforward enough. Obviously you can just add a cylinder for that one. R Y90, scale it, hide that, G Shift X, oops, I stick it over here, scale. Scale Shift X. Scale X. So I'll apply the scale. Sharpen. G. Shift X. Get it roughly right. And then you can just, again, all here. Just really a simple case of a couple of inserts, really. We'll take these, move them back, take them, move them back a bit. Then I'd just probably use symmetry in this case rather than a mirror. And then to do the top cover, well, that's easy. Just take them, like that, duplicate it, selection, where has it gone? Right, GZ, scale Y, spread it out a bit, stick a bit of thickness on it, Alt X. So that's that simple. And again, based one, base material. And there's your gun. Anyway, guys, that's it basically. The middle section, and that was all just repetition of all of that. I know these have been a bit long-winded, and I do apologise for that. But I hope someone find all of this useful at some point. Me right now, I am going to make myself a coffee. Bye, guys.